everybody, Lawman Mike with www.lawmanguitars.com. Hey, I've got a real unusual guitar that I'm demoing for you today. It's unusual in the fact that I'm usually demoing much more expensive guitars, but this guitar was so unique, I couldn't wait to demo it for you. This is a 1968 Kawai. Now, you're saying a 1968 Kawai, what's so unusual about that, Lawman? Well, here's what's unusual. We're used to seeing all these Japanese guitars with very thin bodies. They really didn't build a lot of the full-body jazz guitars, and this is one of those. It's a great big 18-inch wide, 3.5-inch deep, 25.5-inch scale neck, 1 5/8 inch, 2-pickup Kawai ES175 style guitar, and it is awesome. You just don't see them. I mean, they were building guitars, of course, for the rock and roll people of the 60s, and believe me, there was a lot more rock and rollers than there were jazz guys. So the people in Japan were just making a ton of solid body guitars and a bunch of thin line guitars that looked like Tellies and looked like ES335 guitars and all of those sorts of things that were much more popular. So you just don't see these. Matter of fact, this is only the third one I've ever had over the 20 years that was of this type of guitar, and I was just really excited to get it. I will tell you that not only did I get this 2-pickup model, but I also got a 3-pickup model within the same month. I don't know how that happened, but if you go to my site, you will see both this 2-pickup and the 3-pickup model that we have available today. Now, they didn't do a real good job of reinforcing their neck pockets, and that happened with a lot of even their thin line guitars, and it happened also with the fatter body guitar as well. Our tech went through, he reinforced the neck pocket. You can see that there was some damage in here just along the top. There's a little crack right in here. I want to point that out, that it is a bolt-on neck, so it was easy to set up, but that neck pocket they collapsed, and they just didn't build them right, and especially the hollow body guitars. And even on the thin line hollow bodies, we had that same problem with a lot of the guitars from Japan. So it's not an unusual problem we're not used to seeing. Now from there, the guitar is all original, and I'll tell you what, it looks it. It's got original whammy tailpiece, the original whammy bar. Look at that thing. It's got tons of pitting. The bridge. The roller bridge is still with it. Jeff, I think he told me, no, I guess the other one he had to replace one of the screws. So these are all original. Original pickups, and they're slightly microphonic, not too bad. A lot of these old Japanese guitars, you know, you just look at them and you can go, hello, hello, and then you can hear yourself through your amplifier. They're very microphonic. These are not nearly as microphonic, but they're very pitted. The chrome on them has pitted on these, and I want to point that out. However, Pickguard, I mean, it's impossible. If you had to go look for a Pickguard for this, you'd have to make one and have the guy look at if you could find a picture of this guitar and have him make one. Original Pickguard. Still has the Kawai logo plate up in here that is embossed in there. It's got the original gold tuners and you know, strap buttons, and look how pretty this back is. I mean, it's I think it's laminated maple, of course, but it's just gorgeous, nicely book matched. Here's where you access the neck pocket, so there's no real buckle rash, and you know, I mean, you know, gosh, that's as pretty as any Gibson I've seen as far as flame goes, and a nice 3-color sunburst. That's cool, but you know what? This guitar just sounds cool. I mean, these pickups, I'm used to hearing these in solid body guitars, so I was just really taken by what these pickups will do for you, and they're just really neat. I'm playing in the neck position by itself. that's pretty. Let's go to the middle position. That's cool. All right, let's go all the way to the back. You know what? This guitar is very, very unusual in its sound. We sell a lot of made in Japan guitars. I get a lot of them, and you've seen a lot of the better ones here on demos. If you go back through and look through my demos, I sell a ton of Kawais and a lot of the other Grecos and the guitars that were from the 70s that were just beautifully made guitars, and they're much higher quality than your typical guitars. This one is more like the Teiscos of the day. It feels like it. It's got kind of a raunchy sound to it. I mean, it's just very different. I mean, it's not like anything that I played, and the pickups through this big body are just, they're so different. Cool guitar. I love it. It's absolutely awesome. And if you like the 2 pickup, I got a 3 pickup of the same one. It looks just like it, only has an extra pickup in there. It's really cool. Now, we would have no idea what case they would have sold this guitar with back in the day. And let me tell you what, trying to find a case for an 18-inch wide jazz body like that anyway, difficult. However, Lawman came to the rescue. I found these cases, Barry's guitar. Thank you, Barry. I appreciate you very much. I've actually just ordered a 3rd one today for another guitar. These are really cool cases, and it fits the guitar perfectly. Designed for that big 18-inch wide body. There's enough room in the depth to get your whammy bar swung around the backside. Of course, it's brand new. It's got keys in it. It's just a great case. I'm sure it's made in China. Would say that's probably the case. It's not a U.S. or Canadian-made guitar case. However, it's beautiful, and it fits the guitar perfectly, and it's going to make an excellent way for me to ship that guitar to you. Now, if you're looking for something unusual, and you got a bunch of guitars, you want, I just really want something different, it's hard to go wrong with that one. I mean, that is really a cool guitar. I was just listening to it. I think I've got it tuned down a little bit. It didn't sound like all the way up to E, but boy, did it sound neat. and the pickups are just awesome. So check in on all of our really cool guitars out, because we don't sell anything but cool guitars at Lawman Guitars. At www.lawmanguitars.com, we only sell cool guitars, and we appreciate you watching our demos. Thanks a lot for watching today.